I think definitely gaming can help out veterans, especially when even in gaming,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense. So lots of times you'll see lots of veterans just kind of go either to Call of Duty or to go to something else separate where they can get that first person shooter aspect to get over their PTSD or to meet other people and kind of network that way.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me is when you're with other people that are going through the same thing that you are,
Mm-hmm.
that's where you'll find out where your true friends are, and then also how they can help you get out of that rut.
Yeah.
And I don't personally, for me, when another medical professional looks at you and they're like, "Oh, are you sad?" I don't really feel like I'm getting help.
Yeah.
I really feel like my friends are there for me to understand what I've been through too,
Yeah.
and can get me out of that hole. And I think that's what kind of gaming does for a lot
Yeah.
of vets.
Welcome to Tarducks, a podcast for content creators who come on to share their stories, experiences, and advice. And today I have Mav Actual. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you taking the time and coming on to share your story. So what we do here, we start things off with 3 random questions just to get the juices flowing. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure. I'm ready.
All right. So, best thing about where you live.
How creative the breweries are here.
All right, there we go. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's so hard. I used to live in Europe, so
Oh, okay.
I would have to say Slovenia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was
Nice.
beautiful.
How long did you spend over there?
I spent about a week over there.
Yeah, nice. And when you lived over there, where did you, what parts of Europe did you live in?
I lived in Aviano Air Force Base in Italy,
Okay.
so I was right near oh crap. I was right near Venice and
Yeah.
everything, so
Oh,
I got
wow.
to travel around and go everywhere. It was really so much fun.
That's really cool. All right. Last question. Last good movie or TV show you watched?
Ooh. I just watched Oppenheimer.
Oh,
I
how
loved
was
that.
it? Was it good?
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Nice. Very cool. All right. So let's get going. So first of all, where does the name come from?
Maverick. It comes from Top Gun. Obviously, I
Okay.
feel like everyone gets that whenever time they hear it. They're like, "Oh yeah, no, that's Top Gun."
All right.
But my dad actually used to call me Mav growing up because I loved that movie so much.
Yeah.
And he grew up. I grew up Navy.
Yeah.
So both my parents were enlisted for over 24 years. So growing up with them, I was always constantly around other Navy people and everything. So I was so used to that military lifestyle. And I just loved it so much, and he just kept calling me Mav. So kind of just stuck.
And what was your take on the second movie?
I absolutely adored it. It was so I loved just the humor, everything, just coming back to it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just wonderful. I loved it.
Yeah, it was good. It was neat to see, him meet up with Val, and sucks about Val's voice and everything. But it was neat to see.
I know. I think I cried at that point. I was so emotional.
Yeah, in the original one, there's so many really neat sort of behind the scenes things. Like, I listened to a podcast with sort of like they do like, behind the scenes things. And one of the things with Tom Cruise is when he was on the beach and he was talking to his girlfriend, they actually built up a berm to make it look like he's at the same height as she was. It was like, oh my God.
Because he's so short.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, very cool. So, so what made you join the Air Force? Was it because your parents, the whole lifestyle?
Actually, my parents, my dad got out of the military and he decided it was time to go ahead and go to the GS side of the world. So he got a job in Germany, and that was right around the time I finished high school. I finished at 17. And I didn't want to be at home anymore. I wanted to get out and do my own thing. And so he said, well, either join the military or go to college.
Yeah.
So I applied to a bunch of different universities, and I went and I studied pre-law school at Regent University in Virginia Beach for a couple years. And I wasn't blessed with the typical parents pay for your college and you're good to go. So I worked like 3 full-time jobs, and I did that for a while. And then I was like, yeah, college is pretty expensive. I'm going to go ahead and look at my options here and see what else I can do to get out of Virginia Beach.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he was like, I didn't tell them at all that I was joining. I kind of just signed up and waited and did my thing. And then as soon as I got my job that I didn't really know what my job was, to be honest with you, when I signed up.
Yeah.
But I love my job now, so it's good.
Very cool. Now, what was the thought? What was their opinions when you told them you're going Air Force, them being, Navy?
They actually were proud of me. They're like, "Oh, you listen to us. Thank goodness." Yeah. They're like, "We're so glad you're not going Navy."
Yeah. Oh, very cool.
Yeah. Even though I love the Navy, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm. I had, I'm from Canada originally, and living down here in Connecticut, I ended up meeting some, a couple of really good friends of mine. They went through the Air Force Academy. So whenever Air Force
Oh.
would play Navy or Army out here, they dragged me to the game, and I'm telling you what an experience. Just the camaraderie, they're connected for life, and just, good people. It was really,
I
really
know. I'm always
impressive.
gonna say, "Go Navy, beat Army." I have to. Like you got to.
And now what do you do with the Air Force?
So I am it's a long title, but it's a command and control battlefield management operator. So
Mm-hmm.
essentially what I'm do is other Air Force people, they know what the ABM is, so Air
Yep.
Battle Manager. But I'm essentially that, but enlisted. So I basically deal with tactical data links and control aircraft throughout different cross AORs and things like that. So it's pretty it's hectic right now, but
Yeah.
other than that, it's in different AORs it's less hectic, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense.
Very cool. And now, since you joined up, what was the hardest thing about, the Air Force lifestyle?
Ooh, hardest thing is probably being separated from family.
Yeah.
That's always the big one.
Yeah. Now, how
I think
long how long are your sort of, deployments, or how long before you have to move again?
Well, it depends. So if you're overseas, you have obviously time. I think it's oh crap, what's it called? It's been a while. Yeah, you're reporting earlier than date. Now, obviously, it's whenever you move and everything, but
Yeah.
you have a certain amount of time. So if you're not married, you're there for 2 years, but if you're married, you're there for 3.
Yeah.
And you can choose to extend if you're overseas, but if you're stateside, it kind of just depends on whatever cycle that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
If you're over a year, then you can leave whenever you want to. But I've been at Barksdale for almost 4 years
Oh,
now,
wow.
so it's been a minute.
And now, are you, leaning towards like, hey, if I can extend here, I'm happy, or is there somewhere else on the horizon you'd like to go?
Actually, orders are coming out this week, so I'll find out if I ever get something Kona side. So, but I just got accepted into the OSI program
Mm-hmm.
for the Air Force, so I'm really excited for that. It's kind of like the CIA, but for the Air Force in a
Oh,
way. So
very
I'm really
cool.
excited to see how that progress goes.
Congrats. That's really
Thank
cool.
you. Yeah, I'm super excited.
Excellent. And now, since you've been in, what's been, some of the highlights of being Air Force?
Ooh. Well, Air Force definitely takes care of their people a lot more than the other branches. I've noticed that.
Yeah.
But there obviously is the same kind of stigma across the armed forces throughout. So you get to deal with shitty leadership and
Yeah.
toxic people and complacency and just the whole entire stigma of like, oh, this sucks, I hate it, and
Yeah.
things like that. But honestly, the highlights for me was the camaraderie being deployed. So I
Mm-hmm.
went on two deployments. My first one was in the border of Syria and Iraq, and then my second one was in Qatar. So I had
Oh,
a hard
wow.
one, then I had a vacation.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like I got the both. I got the one where it was like, okay, I can say I went on a real deployment, and then my second one was more of like I just get to learn.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's very cool. All right.
yeah.
So now, from a gaming standpoint, when did gaming start for you?
Ooh. Actually, you know what's funny is I never really gamed growing up that much because my parents were super strict on me,
Uh-huh.
so I couldn't play any of like the really like Call of Duty and things like that growing up.
Yeah.
So I was really late to the curve. Started that one up again like 2 years ago. But I actually started seriously gaming and getting into PC gaming probably about in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty late for me because I'm in my mid 20s. So I was kind of late to it.
Yeah.
But I really got into like building PCs and everything. I think that's what started going towards it.
Yeah.
And then obviously finding Regiment, that was one of the biggest things for me to start networking and getting more out there and going
Mm-hmm.
to events and meeting people and be like, oh, you have that? Oh, is that a better system than this one? And then just started networking that way.
Oh, very cool. And that what were some of the games that you started out playing?
Uh, what's funny is I started out playing Among Us for like a little bit
Okay.
because I didn't know anything at
Yeah.
all. And then I moved to Call of Duty. I learned that one. I think it was, um, ooh, it was the one before Cold War.
Yeah.
But I played that one for a while. And I really liked it a lot, but I wasn't that good at it at all. And I slowly started to, like, the more you play it, obviously, the more you'll get better at it. But
Yes.
I just didn't have any time because of work and everything. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'll just play whenever I can.
Oh, very
But
cool. And now,
yeah.
over the years, what are some of your, games that really stick out as favorites?
Honestly, I just finished Stray, which was like
Mm-hmm.
a first person,
Cat.
like a story way. And it was such a cute little, like, story. It was great to see. Like, it was a different point of view from what you normally see from like the human species and all that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So just watching this cat like being lost from his family, then coming back, and then learning what happened to the humans and everyone just being annihilated, and then finding out that there's more to life than just you know, robots and everything.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool.
Very cool. And the music was neat, really nice in it too, I
Yeah,
thought.
it was. It was so cute. I loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool. So now, what made you hit that go live button to start
Ooh,
streaming?
that's a tough one because I'm a pretty private person, so I don't
Yeah.
like to like broadcast my life out there for everyone to see.
Yeah.
I think it was honestly just the creative aspect of trying new things that made me uncomfortable to get myself out of that comfort zone.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Um, I'm a firm believer in like conquering your fears and like going after the things that you're kind of scared of.
yeah.
So once I'm out there, I kind of just start talking about whatever because my brain will just go like 80 to nothing. I'll just start talking about random stuff throughout the entire stream.
Yeah.
I think I just did one recently where I was building a PC that I found. Like someone gave me a motherboard and I was just sitting on stream just building it, going, "What's up, guys? How you doing?" Like just doing my own thing.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I
And
just saw that the other day, or just earlier today.
yeah,
I was looking at some. She's like, there you are, you know, arms deep into a PC, you know, into the case. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's super fun if you just be yourself and hang out with some of the people that come in your stream. It's pretty easy.
Yeah. And now, when was the first time you hit the go live button?
Ooh, I think in 2021.
Yeah.
I think it was right before I joined Regiment.
Oh,
That was the
very
first
cool.
time I started doing all that stuff, and that's I think the biggest kickoff for me was when I first started streaming. I joined the stream team
Mm-hmm.
for Regiment, and that really spearheaded a lot of huge things for me in the whole streaming world aspect. So I
Yeah.
got to know um, everybody in that community. That just helped me find different ways to like add widgets or like add do this instead of that, or
Yeah.
like, you know, maybe like be more creative in this way and like start engaging with your audience and like things like that. So
Very cool. Now, did you have other friends that were streaming, or were you like the first?
oh
You
yeah.
know. Oh, okay. All right. And
Yeah,
how about?
everyone just started coming up and being like, "Hey, like, you want to stream on Friday or stuff like that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." Or like they'll start streaming and then I'll watch them, maybe be part of their like audience a little bit, or like we'll make fun of each other
Yeah.
with their chat and stuff like that, and go back and forth.
Oh, very cool. And now, since you hit that go live button, what have been, you know, some of the highlights that, you know, that are
Oh my
quite
goodness.
memorable?
It would. I think one of the best ones for me was I turned 26 and I went to Dreamhack Dallas, which was that big convention
Mm-hmm.
that was over there, and I got to speak as a military woman for mental health
Yeah.
for gaming, and that was one of the hugest. I guess for me, it was just really, really cool.
Yeah.
I felt really proud to be up there and to talk about mental health because that's a really big thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is that topic,
Yeah.
and I think we were with the USO and Vet TV up there as well,
Oh, very
and we were just kind of talking about video games and how they can help veterans and their mental
yeah.
health, and it was just so cool to just coordinate with them and get to know them. They're so sweet and such a great community. It's just
Oh.
awesome.
You hit a good point though. The whole mental aspect of now, when you were you addressing the mental aspect of being a streamer or gaming, or how the mental health, how gaming can help mental health, you know, aspect of things.
I think definitely gaming can help out veterans, especially when even in gaming,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense. So, lots of times you'll see lots of veterans just kind of go either to Call of Duty or to go to something else separate where they can get that first person shooter aspect to get over their PTSD or to meet other people and kind of network that way.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me is when you're with other people that are going through the same thing that you are,
Mm-hmm.
that's where you'll find out where your true friends are, and then also how they can help you get out of that rut.
Yeah.
And I don't personally, for me, when another medical professional looks at you and they're like, "Oh, are you sad?" I don't really feel like I'm getting help.
Yeah.
I really feel like my friends are there for me who understand what I've been through too
Yeah.
and can get me out of that hole. And I think that's what kind of gaming does for a lot
Yeah.
of vets.
You know, you're not looking for that sympathy. You're looking for somebody
Right.
to go through it with you, and yeah.
Yeah, someone tell you like, "Get the fuck up, let's go." Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I've had a couple of vets on, Devil Dog Gamer and Pool Shark, and Devil Dog Gamer. You know, I asked him, you know, what he said. You know, streaming is, for him, it was almost as hard as being deployed, because just, you know, they're going 8 hours a day, that you've got to be
Yeah.
on, and it does take a toll on you.
It's a whole separate job sometimes.
Yeah,
It really is. It takes out a lot of hours. You're sitting there at the computer screen looking at them. You
yeah,
gotta start getting glasses to look at things differently because you're getting older now. It's like, oh man, like
yeah. And then the other aspect, you know, for people who don't have a community and they're sort of, you know, streaming just, you know, by themselves, 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day, they're streaming. They're not having really human interaction. They're just reading a chat. And that's, you know, you got to take
yeah.
care of yourself there.
And people even in regiments, some of them aren't even military. They're just people that are there to support and be a part of some of the events that we have going on.
Yeah.
So it's really for anybody that wants to join. So that's why I think it's really cool because you'll get to meet like civilian people that are over in, I don't know, Canada,
Yeah.
Spain, somewhere else, and you're like, "How's your day going?" They're like, "I don't know what this is. Like, how can I talk to you?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, dude? How you doing?" So
Oh,
that's why I think it's really cool just to go ahead and talk to people, get that out there.
yeah. And now, since you hit that go live button, what were some of the toughest things about, going live, anytime you went live?
Ooh, I think it was finding things to talk about,
Yeah.
and then also I'm not really technologically advanced on the side of the streaming world, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
really good with computers. I'm not entirely good with figuring out the different kind of buttons that go with what. So I
Yeah.
think finding out that you have to have a kind of a personality to get yourself out there,
Yes.
um, it's really difficult sometimes. Even especially when you're tired and you just want to game, you just want to focus. You don't want to
Mm-hmm.
like talk to people, but you want to go live because you want to be able to get you want to talk to some people, but not like you don't want to have that personality push out.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to game,
Yeah.
and kind of forcing yourself out of that rut is good.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
hard.
Because when you hit that go live button, you've got to be on. You can't be miserable. You can't just be,
Yeah.
half asses.
I mean, you can. I mean, you can have a sad stream if you
Yeah.
wanted to. You could just be there and like, I'm depressed, guys. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
People will come in and be like, "Are you okay?" Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's a different perspective that out of the whole bunch of people that have been on so far. I've never pushed that one out. That's good.
Yeah, you could definitely do that. Just have like a little therapy session stream.
Yeah,
People just come in and talk about, this is a safe space.
yeah, very cool. And
Get
now
things off your chest.
you started streaming on Twitch, and you also then moved over to Kick, or do you stream on both platforms?
I stream on both so far, only because I still like Twitch, but I just know that the company is going in a different direction.
Yeah,
So that's why I'm kind of leaning more towards Kick. Um, but Regiment still streams on Twitch, so that's why I'm kind of still staying on that one.
yeah. And
But other than that, I love Kick so much more.
and how's the
I
experience
really
been?
do.
Because I've you're actually the first creator out of the 100 that's been on so far. That's been on Kick. So what's your take on it?
Ooh, there's not as much options as what Twitch is because Twitch obviously has been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But Kick definitely does give you more revenue of what people are paying you for. So that's the bigger incentive, I guess, in
Yeah.
going over to Kick. But it's fairly easy to set up. It's not really that bad. They have bot tricks for your chat and everything like that. I will say it is a little bit simpler
Mm-hmm.
in a way for instead of Twitch. But
Yes.
overall, it's pretty much the same thing. You just get more money out of whatever you're streaming for.
Yeah.
Which honestly, that doesn't matter to me. But it's just one of those things where it's like, oh, okay, cool. I think
Yeah.
it's more fair to the big streamers that are going over there.
Absolutely. And the other thing I liked about it, I've streamed over there for a little bit as well. It just seems like a cool vibe. It doesn't seem
Yeah.
toxic. You don't, because everyone was like, when Kick first came out, there's like, oh, it's all about, hot tubs and gambling. And it's not that, in the streams I've been in, it's been, a really, really chill vibe and just everyone's happy
Yeah.
to be there.
That and I think Twitch has so many more rules now.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you don't know what is right or wrong. You have to actually read the fine print now.
Yes.
And with Kick, you can kind of just be yourself and hang out and chill.
Yeah.
And that's what I really like about it because I can just play music and have a good time and not have to worry about like vaping on stream or something like that.
Right,
And everyone's like,
yes.
oh man,
Yeah.
just
Ah.
playing non-DCMA, whatever music. And it's like, oh man.
Yep. And now, from a other content creation standpoint, do you focus on TikToks, YouTubes, anything like that, or short form content?
I'm getting more into YouTube's, but because I have a twin,
Yeah.
identical,
Oh,
actually
no way.
surprisingly. Yeah, I do. She's in the military as well. She's K9 actually. She's cross training right now currently, but she she's now getting into gaming as well.
Oh, wow.
But she recently started out her platform on YouTube, so she's
Mhm.
trying to get me more into that. But it was mostly just doing a bunch of different shorts on Twitch, just a little bit like a little gaming here and there, like doing little kills or whatnot,
Yeah.
or just funny moments and stuff like that.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
So, you said she's a twin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's my identical twin.
Oh, no way. Yeah, there's on the Fortnite side of the space, there's the Bonsai Brothers. They're twins that they stream, and
Oh, really?
they're just they're
That's
a whole
so
different
cool.
breed. They are absolutely.
Yeah, I was recently in a Discord call with my sister, and I was trying to teach her how to like join the call because she has no idea how to join a call. I was like, just press the button, just press it, and she was like, I don't know how to do it. I'm like, it's right there, just click it.
Oh
So
God.
you're trying to teach a 6-year-old woman how to do things. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Oh, so now let's talk a little bit about Call of Duty because that was the one you started streaming with. Do you
Yeah.
still go back and play COD now and then, or that's sort of behind you?
I do. I've been getting more into Warzone than
Yeah.
anything else. I used to just play multiplayer and just go about search and destroy stuff like that. But now I'm getting more into Warzone, which I never thought I would ever get into.
Yeah.
It's just more fun. I think it's just like looting around, running around, doing a bunch of different things, and you're trying to get that W. So it's definitely it's harder for me because I have
Yeah.
to stay alive longer and do more things and like, not think about okay, we just need to push A or push B.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know. It's definitely it's still toxic. The
Yes.
whole community.
That's
Well, you love it and you hate it.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I've heard from a couple of people that have been on is it is quite toxic, you know, with VoIP and
Yeah.
everything like that. And then add in if you're a female content creator, a female, gamer,
Oh
that stuff
man,
is
yeah.
still out there.
Yeah, they tell you to go make a sandwich or something, and you're just like, shut up, dude.
Yeah.
Just a video game.
It's pixels. Yep. I just
Oh, that's so funny to me.
it is like we're 2023 and I don't every time, a female content creator comes on and it just shares, yep, it's like this. It's like, come on, we're not in the 60s or 70s anymore, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Um,
I think everyone grew up with like your brother or like your dad playing video games all the time. It never was the girls that were playing.
yeah.
But now that the girls are now starting to play it, it's like, what? What's this now? Like, I don't like this. Wait,
Yeah.
she's actually good? And it's like, oh man, especially if you're good. If you're good, they hate you,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is weird.
It is. This podcast started really focused on the Escape from Tarkov community and then
Oh,
branched
cool.
out to DayZ, Fortnite, and what was neat about the Tarkov community is there's a lot of kick-ass female content creators over there. And they, one of the creators, she created a sort of a team or whatnot called the Chadettes. And basically what it is, it's all, female only. They have their own Discord. They sort of, collaborate together. And the really neat thing I found about it is they'll share like, hey, this guy was in my chat. He got banned. He was an ass. And then it just
Yeah.
circulates. So all of everybody in that sort of the chadettes had, sort of looking out for each other and they got everybody's back, which I thought is a really
Oh, that's
cool
great.
concept. Yeah.
That's kind of what it's like with the Regiment Women Warriors chat, because we have that as
Oh,
well.
no
We'll have like
way.
Women Warrior game nights and stuff, and it'll just be no boys allowed, like
Yeah.
just women just hanging out doing their thing, and they're like mothers and daughters and sisters and all that stuff. They're across the globe, and we'll just hang out and play like box games or whatever. And it's so cool to see like the other people that are going through almost the same thing that you are. You're like, I just want a game. They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
what is up with these people? And you're like, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm just here to chill.
Yeah. That's excellent. And it's, because like you were just saying, like you've got mothers, daughters, everybody's, gaming now. And now, I've got my youngest, she's 13 and, seeing, you guys are sort of like role models, when you're, been gaming for so long or been streaming
Yeah.
that it's just nice to see.
It's nice to have role models that are actually doing well in the community and actually are giving out a good image instead of something that's more of like a toxic viewpoint or like, man, screw you guys or whatever it is.
Right.
It's nice. It's very refreshing to see.
Yep, absolutely. So now with regiments. So first of all, let's, we've sort of, hit it now and then, but what is regiment?
So Regiment is a military organization, gaming organization that basically, it's not like Stack Up, where Stack Up is more along the mental health aspect of it, but it's uniting veterans to the power of gaming, essentially. So if whoever likes gaming and you're a veteran, everyone is all welcome. Even if you're not technically a veteran, you could still join.
Yeah.
But we definitely, there's so many people that I cannot believe that I've met through Regiment that just literally just love the organization because of what it stands for.
Yeah. Very
It's so cool.
And now how did you find out about them? How did you, get involved?
You know what's funny is my ex-boyfriend was the one that introduced me to Regiment. He was also military as well, and he was like, "Hey, you should probably join this military gaming community. It's like another avenue for you to go ahead and reach out to it." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll try it out." And I joined, and I absolutely fell in love with it.
Oh, that's awesome. And now you have a couple of roles within Regiment. What do you do for Regiment?
I do. So I'm a content creator for them. So I'm on the stream team. I think it's Task Force Regiment, their stream team for Twitch so far. I think we're moving over to Kick here soon. I'm not sure. And then I'm also a community manager. So there's mods, and of course people are being stupid sometimes in the server. You got to be able to be like, hey, dude, you can't say that.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, or you can't, try to pin things or put things away, all that jazz. But so for them, I'm in charge of the game leads and other moderators that are on that team. So just making sure everyone's still posting out different events and things that are going on, making sure everyone's doing their job and whatnot, and just kind of coordinating the entire Discord in a way that's happy, good to go. Like everyone's still supporting each other and nothing crazy is going on.
Nice. And now, how many members are part of Regiment at this point?
Over 23,000 people.
Wow, that is impressive.
We recently just got partnered with USAA, and we're super excited to see where that goes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Oh man, you guys are gonna have your own, convention or something at
Yeah.
some point with that many people.
Yeah, I think we're thinking about getting like an office space and getting all that set up and everything. And
Yeah.
the VA actually mentioned Regiment as well. So we
Oh
actually have
wow.
VA people that help out whenever people transition out of the military and they
Mm-hmm.
want their veterans assistance stuff
Yeah.
or veterans affairs, it's all things coming over. We actually have people that work for them that come help out the other veterans to get
Yeah.
them processed. So that's wonderful.
Oh, that's so fantastic. And then
Yeah,
you guys had a booth at Dreamhack, I believe,
we
right?
did.
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh, that was so cool. Yeah, it was just always awesome meeting the. Like, it's just there's so many people that you don't get to meet that you
Mm-hmm.
finally just get to see their face after seeing them on the stream or whatnot.
Yeah.
Like I finally got to meet a military man who I absolutely adore. He's a great guy. He was actually K9 too, and
Yeah.
my sister is. So they got to meet and they all started talking. So like seeing how you met someone that you don't even know, but I know, and then just oh, it was just so cool. Like they immediately hit it off and they started talking about it, and it was just so cool to see. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know him. And she's my sister. Like they're just doing their thing. It was so cool.
Excellent. And now I also saw a clip of you guys did some VR event playing in
Oh
like a
yeah, the EVA. Yeah,
yeah. What
so
was
that's
that?
a whole starting up. It's really really cool. We're actually partnered with them too. Um, surprisingly very difficult, honestly. Like moving around, you get sweaty really fast.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
it's awesome, cool virtual reality first person shooter games. They have two different ones. I think it's zombies and something else. But we're trying to get more veterans involved in that because I think it's very different from when you're sitting at a desk versus when you stand up and you walk around.
Oh yeah.
It's so cool.
It is. And then you've got that whole, I've had VR for a while and I'm at the age now where like if I wear too long, the whole motion sickness kicks in, It's like,
Yeah,
but
when I got out of it for the first time, I sat down and I was like, I'm touching a table right now. I was like, all right, I'm actually doing it.
yeah, because you're wireless running with, with
A fake gun, yeah.
yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
what is this? And then you're actually shooting it,
Yeah.
simulating shooting it. It's so funny.
Oh, very cool. And now, the panel you spoke on, did you know beforehand you were going to be on the panel or you got there and said, hey, do you want to come on? And
Yeah, we had a meeting a couple weeks prior. We talked about some of the talking points I wanted to go through, and they basically they wanted me to go on there because I'm a woman and I am a veteran as well.
yeah.
So they were like, we want to hear your perspective on any games. We want to see what your perspective is on all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's really cool because my degree is in clinical psychology, so
Oh,
it's even
shoot.
better. Yeah,
No
I changed my
way.
degree. So I'm now pursuing that. I'm trying to get my doctorates
Yeah.
in that as I go. But yeah, it was really wonderful to speak about that because not a lot of again women veterans get to talk about their mental health like that
Yeah.
and that big of a platform.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
it's really important to get that well known and out there like, hey, yeah, this shit sucks, but we're here for you and we
Yep.
care about you. We genuinely do, and we're here to help you.
Yeah, and just letting them know because there's isolation of women gamers in
Oh
that
yeah.
are the vets may not even know about you and they
Yeah,
may feel like they're all alone but they're not.
exactly. And it's like it's so good to network with other people and get out there and be like, hey, you're a woman, you game. I already like you. Like,
Yeah,
what's up? How you doing? I want to protect you, like
yeah,
but it's the same thing all the way around too with both men and women. It
yeah,
really is. Like as long as they're people that game, I love
yeah.
you already,
Oh, excellent. And now, are you heading to Vegas for TwitchCon?
I am.
Oh boy,
It's gonna be a wild time.
yes. Now, have you been to a
Bunch of
TwitchCon
veterans,
before,
yeah.
or your first time?
This is my first time actually.
Okay,
I've been to Vegas before, but never for TwitchCon.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. TwitchCon and Vegas. Yeah. It's...
I just imagine being either DD or just taking care of drunk people
yeah.
because I don't really drink that often. So
Yeah.
it's like I just get to watch the crazy people do their thing, and I'm like, all right, let's go. Like,
Yeah. And now, will Regiment have a booth, or are they, a
yes.
part of TwitchCon? Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. I think they're thinking they're trying to give out tickets or something like that in the process of that. They might be. I'm not sure, but
Oh,
yeah, super excited for that to go.
that's gonna be pretty cool. Now, are you looking forward to meeting anybody in particular out there, or your community?
Ooh, I'm not sure. I think seeing a bunch of other Regiment people that I've met online but not in person yet.
Yeah.
I'm excited to meet them. But I've already kind of met them a little bit through a couple of different other Loot Fest and Dreamhack. I've met more of them, so I think seeing them again would be great.
Yeah.
I definitely want to meet more of my audience more. That'd be really cool if they're also going to TwitchCon. I would love to meet up.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Potato, he's on there as well, so I really want to meet him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah. I've I've had a bunch of people on that went to, you know, TwitchCon in San Diego, and the one over in Europe just recently in Paris. And
Yeah.
it's interesting because a lot of them, it was their first TwitchCon or maybe their second, and they went as, you know, first of all, they're there to see their peers or people they looked up to who've been streaming for so long, and then, you know, turn around and there's their community sort of looking up at them, and
Yeah.
it's a neat thing to experience.
It's so cool. Actually, I don't know if I used to watch the CDL tournaments all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and so if I know Scump retired from Dallas, Texas. But if he's there, I would love to meet up with him because he was at DreamHack too. But I saw him, but I didn't get to like meet him. So that'd be
Yeah.
really cool to get to meet up with them.
Oh,
But I don't know. We'll
very.
see. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe.
Oh, and now your dog has his own channel, his Instagram channel.
He has his own Instagram.
Instagram,
Yeah. He
yeah.
doesn't- yeah. Yeah. He's spoiled. He knows
Oh,
it.
and
But
what
he's a purebred German Shepherd. Got him. He was born the day that I got back from my second deployment, so he's a definitely spoiled little brat.
Yeah.
But he's a good dog. He listens well.
Yeah, is that your first German Shepherd, or have you had him before?
I've had one before.
Yeah.
My ex-boyfriend ended up taking my dog previously because I was deployed.
Yeah.
But yeah, his name was Coda. So then this dog is Kenai. So they're kind of like from Brother Bear. If I
Yeah.
didn't have Coda, I was gonna get Kenai. So it kind of worked out.
Oh,
He's wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, very
Mhm.
cool. And how old is he?
6 months. They're like babies.
Oh, okay,
They
yeah.
really are.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're like part of your family. It's so wild.
It absolutely is. Yeah, we have 3 dogs in this house, and my youngest, she is 2 now. But yeah, we had her at, you know,
Aw.
basically 2 months, and just, you know, the growth, the puppiness going through, and it's just the energy. It's amazing.
Oh, the teething process though, they're like little
Mhm.
velociraptors.
Oh,
I can't do
yes.
it. Oh, dude.
Yep, and then ours had like a skunk breath when they were like a puppy.
Oh,
It was awful. It was like is this gonna go away? But yeah, it was
like
like
I hope so.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it
Like
was
some greenies.
it's the mom was a golden retriever and the dad's
Oh,
Belgian Malinois and German Shepherd. They had 10
that is so
puppies,
cool.
all were black. It was like
Whoa.
I was joking with. I think the mailman may have had a black lab that came over because yeah, there was all 10 puppies were all black as night.
That is so cool. That's a great mix.
Yeah.
That is awesome. How do
Yeah.
they look? They look like really. Are they more like Malinois German
No,
Shepherds
not at
looking, or they're
all.
more like?
They almost look like a black lab essentially, and she loves
Yeah.
the water. That's where the golden in her, I guess, comes
Yeah.
along. But yeah, but she's got the long, slender, you know, the hips of a German Shepherd or a Shepherd.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
I grew up with golden retrievers, so I love that breed
yeah,
entirely. It's just beautiful. So seeing the both mix, that's so awesome. I
yeah.
love
It's
it.
pretty neat. Absolutely.
But they are
So
like kids.
yes, oh, absolutely. They get into everything, and you know, yeah, it's yeah, they're they are part of your family, and. You know, my oldest now, Luna, she is, I think, 14. So now she's starting to show
Wow.
gray on her, on her chin. And it's
Aw.
like, yes. But yeah,
That's so cute.
it is. It's pretty neat. So now, what other associations are you're, I think I saw something, you're an ambassador with G Fuel
Yeah.
Who else is
Yeah,
who
they
you associated
I
with?
applied for the position for being an ambassador for them, and you have like a little 10% off code, kind of like how Regiment does as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wasn't lucky enough to get a free G Fuel mini fridge, which I bought my own. But I was like, yeah, I mean, it's whatever, it's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do love G Fuel. It's really like the flavors are insane. They're so good though.
Very cool. And then I saw BR Paradox. What is that?
Yeah, so Paradox Customs is they build custom PCs for pretty much everybody. They've done a lot of for celebrities as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think for Murdoch's they recently did one. They went for Nadia, a whole bunch of stuff. But they were working on mine when I deployed. So when I came home, I got this PC from
Oh,
them.
wow.
And so everything's inverted and it's only in Lee case. And working with Arpit, he's such a wonderful like organization owner. He's just so humble and very like passionate about what he does. And
Mm-hmm.
that whole team over there is just super talented.
Oh, excellent. And then also the Veteran League. What is the Veteran League?
Veteran League is kind of like Regiment in a way, but they're more along the VA side of dealing with veterans and trying to get them all connected and
Mm-hmm.
resources that for them for mental health or for different parts that they can volunteer for.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a big hub for a bunch of veterans.
Oh, very cool. And then finally,
Yeah.
StackUp.org.
Yeah, StackUp is as the one that deals with mental health.
Mm-hmm.
So they're the ones that, and they also send up these supply crates where they'll send like Xbox and PS5s and all that stuff to
Oh,
different
nice.
veterans. It's really cool. But they have a 24-hour crisis helpline. So in case, like, you know how the VA also has the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
but these are actually trained by veterans. So veterans they'll be on that 24-hour care line,
Yeah.
and people can actually call, or you can text them, and they'll just be able to sit there and talk with you.
Oh, that's so nice. That's good.
Yeah.
And now, a question I always had is like, when you're deployed, what kind of gaming options do you have? Oh, is there like a room setup where they've supplied a couple of consoles, or are you bringing your own?
Ooh, that's a good question. So it depends on where you're deployed. If you're out in the middle of nowhere,
Yes.
I would bring your own. Obviously, they have these things called MWRs, at least for Air Force anyway, and you can set up your own stuff and kind of game on a TV or whatever. But a lot of the bougie Air Force people, especially the comm guys, they bring out their own stuff and they set it up in their dorm and whatnot. They connect their Ethernet and all that stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm good to go. I got good Wi-Fi." And you're like, "Oh, you lucky bastard!" Like, like, 'cause me, I had shitty internet, so it was terrible for me to game over there. But I tried.
Yeah.
Because that's when Modern Warfare 2 came out when I was deployed, and I was really struggling just to like working 12-hour days and coming back and being so exhausted and being like, I got a game, but I can't, because the internet's so shitty. Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a large contingency of people that are gaming, within the military, right?
Oh, absolutely. I tried actually putting together a gaming organization, not like a game organization, but more like a club of people that play Call of Duty or whatever that they want to play with the MWR over in Qatar. And that went well because I kept emailing and I kept calling and I kept going over there, but no one really wanted to like actually start the process of doing it. So I just started hanging out there. Yeah. And I made a couple good friends, and I was like, all right, well, do you guys want to start like a club? And then by that time I was leaving, and I was like, so that was unfortunate, but.
So now when you're not doing your normal day job serving in the Air Force, and you're not, streaming or gaming, what do you do away from, technology?
Oh, I go outside and I touch grass. I go like either hiking, or I take the dog out to the park, or I meet up with friends and I go get some coffee or something, or I go try out the new breweries or whatnot.
Yeah.
I do love old fashioned, so I've been getting into the bourbon and all that stuff, so I love it. But just getting into what makes me happy in a way of reconnecting with the people around me and the people that I love and care about. Because you can be on a computer, because I'm on a computer at work all the time too. So I come home and I'm also more in a computer. So I think going outside and being active is really important, not only for your mental health, but just for like your person.
Yeah.
So I think as long as you get to hang out with those people that you love, it's worth it.
Oh, excellent. And now, what is your sort of, because with all these different, sort of breweries around, what is your sort of, do you like the IPAs? Do you like the sours? What's your choice of beer?
I don't know. Okay, so I don't like IPAs because they're too.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. So I go for stouts, or I like both blondes and darks. But I don't know. I'm getting I'm getting old. So I started to like go like more into like the wines and like those kind of things, like as I went to the wineries when I was in Aviano and I loved it.
Yeah. And
then my parents are also getting to that point where they're like, what kind of wines do you like? And they came to visit me. We went out there, we tried a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
And but as far as the wine, the breweries here, there's like Seven Tapped and Great Craft. And those are the two I bounce back and forth on. And there's also Red River. So I kind of go to Seven Tap because they always have new things popping out and they're trying different cool things. So they have different stouts that come out like seasonally and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, we got to go over there. And they have like, it's super cute, but they have these like bingo nights and stuff. So I go over there and I do that. It's fun.
Yeah, same up here. The little brewery places, they're doing like, trivia night. They're doing like you said, bingo. And it's just, it's just, and a lot of them are outside. They bring in the food trucks and it's just, it's a good time.
Oh, it's so cool because you get to see the different vendors that come out and you're like, this taco place is awesome. Like, what? Where is this? And they're like, yeah, we only do these like every Thursdays or Fridays. And you're like, I'm coming back on Thursday. Like, this is awesome.
And now to your wine thing. Years ago, my wife and I, we made it out to Napa, and we were never wine drinkers. But doing the Napa thing, it's like, oh, okay, you can, all these different places you're going to, the vineyards, and it's sampling, and then you understand, okay, because, it's just a bitter tasting, grape juice.
You don't know,
Yeah, but if you ever get a chance, definitely, take a chance.
Napa, okay.
Yeah, hit Napa.
Is it up in Kentucky?
No, it's in California.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was like, Napa? I don't know what that's, like, whether it is. Like, I think kind of, but you said you were in Kentucky, so I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I think. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah. So now, any goals? Any highlights or goals you're looking forward to this year knocking out?
Definitely trying to stream more. Yeah. I know that I've been busy with life because that always happens. But trying to stream more, get my community more involved in everything that's going on. Definitely want to finish up my degree. Yeah. And to fulfill this whole transitioning over to OSI and whatnot. I think that might prohibit me a little bit from streaming as much as I want to. But still getting more into Regiment. Definitely want to keep going to more events with them and seeing how that whole all progresses, because I definitely want to get more invested into it.
Yeah.
I'm already pretty invested, but I definitely really love the organization and what it stands for, and I hope that it continues to grow because it's blowing up. It's insane.
It sounds like a fantastic, organization, for vets. And now what do they, what's on the roadmap for them over the next 6 months? Anything that sticks out that you can think
Yeah,
of?
so we do a lot of like a Silkies rucks and stuff like that for different all across the globe. Well, not globe, but like we do it pretty much across America.
Mm-hmm.
We'll meet up in like Chicago or Dallas or whatever, and we'll all get together and we'll just kind of rock around in our Silkies and whatnot and just kind of hang out and talk
Ah,
to veterans.
nice.
We'll do like different barbecues, like hang out with them,
Yeah.
and it's so fun. And then we'll also do different tournaments as well. So we're trying to get more on like the competitive side of gaming
Mm-hmm.
for these vets, because some of them are really really good,
Yeah.
and you want to get them that exposure. Because there's also an Air Force gaming society as well as there is Army,
Oh, okay.
Navy, those things like that. So getting more involved with them too, that would be great.
Yeah.
But they're just seeing them. Oh, I'm just so proud. It's
Yeah.
great. I love it.
Excellent. So now, long term, do you see yourself end up retiring from the Air Force, or what? Do you
Oh
stay in
yeah,
through? Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. I really want to do behavioral analysis for either Homeland Security or something like that.
Nice.
Whenever I do get out, or just wear a GS in that aspect. But I definitely still want to take the tools and trades that I've learned in this previous career field that I have for the
Yeah.
1 Charlie 5s. And so my plan right now is to become an AJOC, which is an Joint Operations Officer, basically for data links.
Yeah.
But once you get that train certification stuff, you can be a GS employee for a lot of money.
Oh, very
So that's kind
cool.
of like a backup plan for me if this OSI thing doesn't work out. But
Yeah.
then also my doctors will help out. So like I've got multiple plans going on, but I do plan on getting out after this next enlistment. So
Yeah.
I'll be done after 10 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Very cool.
I only got 3 more years to go.
Well, hey, we're at the end of the pod. But before you go, as with every guest, I ask them to call out somebody that they may think they have a good story to come on the pod. Who are you calling out?
Ooh, I would love to call out. His name is It's Toothless.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to get him on there. He's actually one of the admin guys for Regiment.
Oh,
He's
nice.
a fantastic guy, and I think that he would be perfect.
Excellent. Very cool. All right,
He's a great
we're
personality.
coming for him then. And one thing I wanted to ask you, I saw in Regiment, I don't know, it was a few months ago. Dr. Disrespect was on stream
Yeah.
showing, representing.
Yeah, he got a jersey and everything. He was like, "Go Team Regiment," and everyone's like, "Yes, let's go!"
That
Yeah,
is
it was
so
so
cool.
cool.
Absolutely. Well, Maverick, thank you so much for doing this, and best of luck to you. And hopefully you have a wonderful time over in Vegas at Twitch.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
No problem.